first of all, is anybody like totally freaked out by AI? Is it like scary conspiracy theories? Like it's going to take over the world? You've seen iRobot, you know how it ends. Like, because that's my husband. If you really want to know the truth, he's like totally anti all things AI. And I get it. But the reality is, it is a tool that we can utilize. And so it's almost like it's like TikTok. If you got in on TikTok in the beginning, there's a much greater chance that you have 1 million followers and are monetized and have all the things, right? Same thing with Instagram. You know, if you got in really, really early, you have better chance of having lots of followers. And while that's a social media platform, whenever we look at technology, we can look at it as something to fear or be uncertain about, or we can ask ourselves, how can I use this responsibly and how can it benefit me? And so while I don't think we should turn our whole business over to AI, I do think it's good to know how to use it as a tool and use it responsibly, right? So I'm gonna pull Facebook up so I can watch for comments on the live stream. And then we're gonna dive in. Wrong group. All right. So ChatGPT and other AI tools, they're really just a fancy robot that searches the internet, books, and other data sources and learns really super fast about whatever it is you want to know. But it's only as good as what you ask it for, okay? And it does respond, and let's be honest, this is a little creepy. It does respond in a sort of like humanish way. Like it's like you're having a conversation with somebody who sometimes maybe English is their second language, but most of the time they are spot on and it sounds like you're talking with a person. And so we're seeing a lot more of people are interacting with AI and they don't even know it. So I want you to think of AI like your robot bestie who knows it all. Okay? Because that's what it is. It's literally like your robotic best friend. Okay. Who watched the Jetsons? You remember the maid, the robot maid who, yeah. So that's what ChatGPT is. Okay. It's our robot that's going to help us get everything done. So my first like time playing with AI, I didn't even really think about the fact that I was using AI, but I downloaded the captions app for putting captions on videos. You guys have heard me talk about that app before? No? Okay. Well, then I need to talk about it more because it's fabulous. But but another thing that it does is if say you want to do a video on a topic, you tell it what topic you want to talk about and it will generate a script for you. And so then you can edit that script or you can follow it as is. I recommend editing it because you want it to sound like you, but it didn't even like cross my mind that that was AI, but that's exactly what it is that app is using ChatGPT or something like it to generate those scripts. The other cool thing about the captions app, just kind of like as a side note, is you can import your videos to it and caption your videos, and it does fun things with the words, like highlights different words and stuff like that. So it's a really cool app if you're making TikToks, Reels, and those kind of videos. But when I realized it was AI, I was like, oh, duh, you know? So my normal method when I want to talk about something is to think of the topic I want to talk about Google, read a whole bunch of articles, like a bajillion articles, and then, or like kind of scan them. I don't like read them in detail, but, kind of scan them, kind of get my thoughts together about it. And then I compile my thoughts and share from there. The captions app was so fast, even with rewriting things in my own words and adding my own thoughts. I could bust out a script for a TikTok or a reel in a few minutes in the morning before work and then record it later. So I loved how much time it was saving me. And last week I had a project that I was working on, and I was having the world's worst writer's block. Like I could not, it's called captions, honey, it's called captions. And it's like a little purple C. If you have iPhone, I can send you the link. But I was struggling for ideas for this project, and I had complete writer's block, and I needed to get it done because it had a due date, and the due date was way past. And I was like, I just don't know. And I kind of knew the general subject I wanted to talk about, and I had some ideas for bullet points, but I needed to talk about this topic for an hour, and I didn't have enough in my head to talk about anything for an hour. So I was like, what am I going to do? And so it just popped into my head to give ChatGPT a try. And so I went on and I created an account. It's free. I created an account and I asked it my question, and it boom, 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 spit out a whole list of possible ideas. And I was like, okay, well, I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about that. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. That would be perfect. And so I had this list of ideas that I could then build on. And it just freed up so much mental bandwidth that I was like, oh my gosh, this could potentially be an enormous life change, especially for people who struggle with what to post on social media, who struggle with, one of the things I teach you guys is having that ideal customer, right? And struggle with, well, what does my ideal customer actually struggle with, or what are some questions she might ask? Like, so the implications of what was possible started sinking in for me. And I was like, I need to learn this. And even though I don't really know it all that well, I need to teach it while I'm learning it, because it's too good to sit on for too long. So we're going to dive into like the whole process in a minute, but I wanted to talk a little bit about some of the capabilities of ChatGPT. Because it can do stuff like that I don't really have a reason to mess with. But that's really powerful. Like if you do any kind of data analysis or need to do any kind of automation, ChatGPT can actually do data analysis, and it can actually write automation. One of the videos that I watched, the guy does lighting at his church, and he used ChatGPT to generate a computer script for the church lighting system, because nobody at the church could figure out how to work this system. I guess it was really like difficult to use, but ChatGPT wrote a lighting script and it worked. So the possibilities are huge. Where it would have taken him probably hours upon hours of Googling and testing and trial and error, ChatGPT did it for him in minutes. Now, I personally would not probably ever need that kind of thing, but if you do, it's great to know that the technology can do it. They can, I have an outline, I lost my train of thought. Chatbots and messaging. So a lot of times if you're talking to a chatbot and even if it feels like a really human conversation, it is quite possibly AI or will be in the near future. And I know we don't all love that idea, but whether we love it or not, it's kind of here to stay, right? So, I mean, there's just so much, and literally you could like nerd out for days on what this thing can do if you wanted to do that. I don't recommend it because you probably have better things to do with your time, but you could, because it's incredible. So, but what if you wanted to apply this to your business? So what if you wanted to formulate or respond to a prospecting message or conversation or another note, and you didn't know what to say? You could use ChatGPT as a starting point. You could also create a series of messages and beta test them to see what's more effective. And we've always been able to do that, but it takes time to craft each of those messages and to figure out what works. ChatGPT can craft multiple messages for you in literally seconds. And I'm going to show you some of that here in a few minutes. It can also help us craft content. So like I mentioned last week, I was really stuck for ideas and really struggling and just feeling like I was never going to get this assignment done because I would sit down to work and I would just draw a blank. So if that's you, if you struggle with what to post, or maybe just how to get started on a post, how to write a hook, ChatGPT can help you start to build those skills by giving you samples of language that you can then tweak and make your own. It can do blog posts, social media posts. It can even write you a short story, which is crazy. So we are going to, I'm going to show you some things right now. So one of the things that I asked ChatGPT is, what are 50 problems that working women face when they open a home-based business to try to make extra money? And I'm going to pull that up. And then I'm going to share my screen. I thought I had it pulled up, but it was still. Let's see. Here it is. Okay. Let me share my screen. Are your minds blown? Are you like, I'm not so sure. Okay, so what are 50 problems that working women face when they open a home business or try to make extra money? So it gave me a literal list of 50 things. And number one, I think we can all relate to, was balancing work and family responsibilities. Clear boundaries between work and personal life. I think we can all relate to that one. Dealing with distractions and interruptions, finding time for self-care. Like, these are all very real, very viable things that women deal with when they work outside the home, when they have a home business. These are all things that we can talk about, either to relieve fears or to talk about how having a home business might help with some of these things, right? Like balancing work and family. Once you start making some significant money in your home business, you can start paying for help for different things so that you have more free time, right? And that's just one example. Creating a professional and functional workspace at home. I just love that. And that's something that we could totally talk about, how we carve out our little niche in our home where we do our work, right? And that would be super relatable, because there might be women who are watching you going, well, that's great for her, but how would I do that in my tiny house? And that's not something I ever would have necessarily thought to talk about. But that could be a fear or concern that working women have. It is crazy amazing, Paula. So what do you think of that? Donna just looks like perplexed. So another question I asked, and tell me if this isn't relatable to everybody on this call. What are the 50 biggest worries women aged 40 to 50 have when they think about their future? Let me find that one. How do you sign up? I'm going to show you in just a minute. So while worries vary from person to person, blah, 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 menopause, maintaining a healthy weight, aging and physical appearance, financial stability and retirement planning. Again, with the balancing work and family, empty nest syndrome. No, I can relate to that one. Regretting life choices or missed opportunities, feeling overwhelmed or burnout. Like these are all, again, super relatable things that women in their 40s think about and deal with. And these are things that we can talk about. If your target audience is a woman in her 40s, these are things that you can talk about to build know, like, and trust with your ideal client. And they're things that I necessarily wouldn't have thought to talk about, but are super, super relatable, right? All right. I should have printed my outline. So it happens when your Wi-Fi goes out and you scramble. So here's the thing. Plagiarism is still a thing, okay? And you want to be careful to use your own words. Make it your own, make it unique, make it you. The other thing is no matter how talented a computer is, it cannot replace your unique voice. Nobody talks exactly like Christina. Nobody talks exactly like Paula. Nobody talks exactly like me. So you don't want to ignore your gut and your heart and just let the computer talk for you. But this can be an amazing source of inspiration and can help give you ideas, right? So how do you use it? So there's a website, and I'm going to put it in the chat. It's free. You can sign up for free. Now there is a paid account. Pro tip, if you want it to be faster, the pro account is faster, but I haven't had any issues using the free one. The pro account does have a little bit more data points that it draws from, and it does have some imaging capability. I don't feel like I need to pay for it at this point. Fun fact, if you are a Microsoft 365 subscriber, they actually have an AI image service as well. I can go in my email and tell you what it's called. They actually emailed me and I used it to make the ad for this call because I was like, oh, well, that's fun. Let me find it. Microsoft Designer. So it's in beta right now, Microsoft Designer. But if you have Microsoft 365, I was able to log into Microsoft on their website and pull it up and play with it and literally made the ad for this call in like 3.2 seconds. It was so fast. The hardest part was picking the image that I used because there was quite a few to pick from. So, and it gave me text. I don't understand that question, Donna. Oh, if you pay for Microsoft 365 access, like I have Word and Excel and all of that, and I pay for Microsoft. So I don't know if you pay for it through GoDaddy. So I wanted to have a little bit of fun and see just how far I could take ChatGPT this afternoon. Fortunately, work was not as crazy as I expected it to be for how hot it was. And I got to really spend some time playing. So once you've created an account and you log in, you create a new chat. So let me share my screen again, and I'll show you where the new chat is. Oh, hold on. Every once in a while, my scroll brain takes over. So if you go up here in this corner where it says new chat, you get this fun screen that has examples of things you can ask it, capabilities of what it can do, and limitations. Down here at the bottom is where you ask it a question. Okay, so the more details you give it, the better it does. So unmute and let's give it some details of our ideal customer. So who wants to share a few details about their ideal customer? Don't everybody talk at once.
Female.
Female. Okay, so my ideal customer is female. I can spell. She's, huh?
Working mother.
Oh, working mother. All right. What else?
And they're
You cut out, honey. What else?
Oh, I was reading what Paula put in the chat. Working mother. On a weight loss journey.
Okay.
I'll let somebody else say.
Anybody else want to add any details? Paula said 50s, no kids. We can do that one next. Okay. Postmenopausal. That's not a word I want to spell. Okay. All right. Lifts weights. And is very active. Okay. Help me craft a 400-word prospecting message for my active wear. All right, now watch it work its magic. So this is long. It gave me way too many words, which is one of, sometimes it doesn't listen. And sometimes it gets real wordy, okay? And, okay, short, oh. Oh, I said words, not characters, that's why. All right, that's what I wanted, characters, not words. When you ask for words, you're getting 500 words. When you ask for characters, you're getting letters. Okay, but now this is not exactly the message that I would want to send, right? But it's a start if you don't know what to say, right? So I actually did this for myself, and I will show you, where is it? So I use myself, a 43-year-old woman from Florida, active on Facebook, has a network marketing business, 2 kids, works full-time, posts about weight loss. Help me create a connection message under 300 characters to reach out to her about buying new activewear from my boutique. And look at it, gave me 3 sentences. Hey, Melissa, I've been inspired by your dedication to fitness and weight loss journey on Facebook. As someone who values stylish activewear, I thought you might love the collection in my boutique. Let's chat about finding perfect gear for your active lifestyle. That's not exactly what I would say, but I would be okay with receiving this message, right? So if you feel like you're struggling with what to say, the more details you give ChatGPT, the more it can help you fill in the blanks with what to say. All right, so let's try another one. And we're going to do Paula's. My customer is a 50, we'll do Holly is a 50-year-old woman with no children. Who is post-menopause. What else? What other features can we give Holly? She loves comfortable clothes. Paula had that problem too, Donna. And she tried a different computer and it let her write in, but it was annoying for her. You might have to clear your cookies and try again. Let's see. Watching or playing sports, Paula? Supposed to walk and do yoga. To watch and play sports. Let's tell it her demographic is similar to a Athleta customer. Help me craft a 400 character connection message to try my activewear boutique. Okay, again, not perfect because it's inviting to a brick and mortar boutique, but as a fellow active and comfort loving woman, I couldn't help but think you'd be a perfect fit for our boutique. Now, doesn't that connect? Right? That's a good starting point. Like, I see you, I see you're active, I see you love comfort. I think you'd be a perfect fit. And then, you'd have to tweak it from there to make it fit your business. But what a great starting point, right? So I just think this is such a great tool. And especially if you have someone who's constantly struggling with what to say. And I love, and the one it made for me, it actually gave emojis, which I thought was so fun. So, when you do a Google search, you want it to be pretty basic, right? Like, if you wanted to search for a red SUV, you're not going to put in every single detail of that red SUV, right? You might put a make or a model and red, but you're not going to put, 4-wheel drive, 3 whatever liter, I don't even know because I don't know cars. But you're going to keep it simple, because if you put too much information in there, Google freaks out and doesn't give you any results because it doesn't know what to do. Yay, you're in. Yay. So you don't want a massive amount of information in Google. Chat GPT is the opposite. It can take a ton of information, and the better your prompt is, the better results you're going to get. And you saw what happened when I said words instead of characters, it gave me a book. If you sent somebody that as a prospecting message, they'd freak out and run away, right? Nobody wants a 500-word essay when you prospect them. Don't do that. But characters, so you know what I mean? Like little things matter. But once you figure it out, this is such a great tool. So you can ask it. Okay, so this is something I struggle with. Every chat G, P like Paula, T. Every week when we do our new releases, I email my customer base. And that subject line is a booger. Because I'm always like, what do I put that's going to get them excited to open my email? So I thought, we have a sale that's ending tomorrow. I'm going to be emailing my customers in the morning to remind them that it's the last day of the sale. What if I were to ask it for, I don't know, 5 possible subject lines that I could use for an email tomorrow? So here's what it gave me. Now, the prompt I gave it is, my target market is similar to Lululemon. They are all women, because my email list is like 99% women. My product is activewear, active leisure apparel, also similar to Lululemon. I have a sale on professional attire that ends tonight. Please give me 5 email subject lines to encourage my audience to open the email. So that's a very specific prompt, right? And I've identified who my target customer is. And Lululemon target demographics are something that is very easily searchable on the internet, which is why I picked that. So last chance, upgrade your wardrobe with our exclusive professional attire sale. Limited time only, unbelievable discounts on stylish professional attire. Get ready to elevate your workwear game with our sale on professional attire. I kind of like that one, right? Calling all boss babes, don't miss out on our professional attire sale. Final hour, shop our professional attire sale for the perfect power looks. Like, these are not titles that I would have picked, but I could play with this and come up with something totally unique that I wouldn't have thought of yesterday. So then I decided to take it a step further. So here's the thing with ChatGPT. Each chat, you see here on the sidebar how I have all these different chats that I've asked it about. Each time you start a new chat, it's a clean slate. It's a brand new robot. It doesn't remember anything you've talked about on any of the other chats. But when you're in a chat window, it's like you're having a conversation and it remembers everything you've asked about so far. Does that make sense? So it's kind of like Finding Dory. It remembers what you're talking about while you're talking about it, but when you switch gears, what happened before is gone, okay? But as long as I don't delete any of these chats here on the side, I can keep going back to them and continue this conversation, all right? So I guess you could say I have, I don't know, 10 different robots here that I'm working with. Is that clear as mud, or do I need to explain it a different way? Clearish? Okay. So I said, please give me 2 copy suggestions for under 500 characters for the body of the email. So personally, when I email my customers, I always include a personal note. It's never very long, but I always try to say something personal because I don't ever want it to be, hey, buy my stuff, buy. So I try to talk about what I love or what I think is cool or what I think is special, or if something really funny happened in my life, or if I, you know, if there's a holiday coming up or whatever. And nobody wants a book. Nobody has time to read a book, and they're not going to pay attention to a book. but I do try to make it a little bit personal. Okay. So that's why I asked for only 500 characters, because I want to keep it short and sweet. So copy number 1, it says, are you ready to level up your professional wardrobe, our exclusive sale? And it goes on to talk about, you know, the sale. It talks about blazers and dresses and stuff that we don't have. Again, it only knows what I gave it. So, but I could work with that and change it and make it fit, or I could ask Chat GPT to work with it and change it and make it fit. But how about this paragraph here under copy 2? Ready to show the world your power moves. Our professional attire sale is ending tonight, and we don't want you to miss the chance to transform your wardrobe. I love power moves. Like, I just love how that sounds. So I will probably use that phrase tomorrow, even if I don't use all of this copy, just because I think it's fun. And I like elevate your workwear game and make a bold statement that screams success. That's language that I relate to. And that gives me ideas that I wouldn't have necessarily thought of before I saw this, right? All right. Go back to my outline. I have just a couple more things to show you guys, and I am going to give you some homework because why not? You know me, I love my homework. Okay, so we talked about subject lines, we talked about copy. Okay. You know how I'm always saying plan your social media and have your 5 pillars that you talk about, right? Your power of 5. So just for recap, your 5 pillars are 5 things that you talk about consistently, kind of on rotation, so that you're not one-sided, so that you're multidimensional, so that you come across on social media like a real person. There are things that excite you, that interest you, that you don't get tired of talking about, and that are relatable to your ideal customer, because that's also important, right? And planning your social media is probably one of the hardest things to do, because we're used to posting on the fly. We post real life, we post as we go. That's how we were taught to use it. But if you have a strategy for your social media, and this is something I'll be 100% honest, I have to work on, because it takes some effort and it takes some thinking ahead. And it doesn't mean that you can't post on the fly, but it means that when you're busy and when life sucks and when things are crazy, you have a plan and a schedule so that you don't have to think too much about what to post. It's already done. You just have to pop it up there or pre-schedule it depending on what format and where, right? So I asked Chat GPT to help me plan social media. Pull that up and show you guys, because this is life-changing right here. All right, so I told ChatGPT, I am a social seller and my ideal customer is similar to a Lululemon customer. I create a social media calendar around these 5 subject areas and put it on a table with 2 subjects a day for 30 days. Do you have to do 2 a day? No, you can do 1 a day. You want to do 10 a day? Do 10 a day. Make it your own. But I asked it to do motivation, business tips, fitness and wellness, family, and activewear business. So it gave me a social media calendar for 30 days with 2 subjects a day based on my 5 subject areas. One of them is Wellness Wednesday, Donna. Workout playlists, customer relationship management, strengthening family bonds, business branding tips, mindfulness techniques, financial tips for entrepreneurs, activewear product showcase. Now, do all of these have to be posts? No, They can be reels. They can be live videos where you go live and talk, or pre-recorded videos. They can be images that you pull off the internet. They don't all have to be your words necessarily. Yes, I will put it in the chat. Let's see, I'll put the question in the chat.
Can't grab the wrong side.
There you go. So the idea is I gave ChatGPT what I do. I gave it something to target for my ideal customer. And you don't have to use Lululemon. I just use that because it's super relatable and easy, right? But you could actually say, my ideal customer is a 47-year-old with brown hair, 2 kids, a professional career. She makes $187,000 a year, blah, blah, blah. Like, you could copy and paste your avatar here. But for simplicity's sake, I just said Lululemon customer. And then I gave it the 5 subject areas. You don't have to use 5. And again, you don't have to go 30 days. You could go 7 days. And how many posts a day is completely up to you. So it gave me the social media calendar. And then I copied business networking tips as the prompt. And it gave me 10, I think. Yep, 10 business networking tips. So then I said, can you write a caption for each post under 500 characters? And now I have 10. It only gave me 10, but it gave me 10 captions under 500 characters that I can use to start creating a post. So you see how it like built on layers? So I might say, what's another one? Give me 5. Please give me, I don't know why I need to say please, but it just comes out. Gratitude captions under 400 characters. I do feel like it's kind of important to put the number of characters because this thing will write a book. If you want a book, that's great. But if you don't want a book, not so great. So here are 5 gratitude captions under 500 characters that I can now take and make my own. I can pop up Canva and put them on an image, or I can post them as is. Although again, I recommend changing it and making it your own. But how cool is that? Honey, I think you can with ChatGPT 4, which is the one that is paid. Yeah, ask it where are the other 20. And there it goes. Apologies for the confusion, it says. We just made Donna's whole night. But how amazing is this? Can you see how this could be such a fantastic tool? And it's still going. I feel like the possibilities for this are endless. We just have to remember not to get away from the human side of things. So your homework, if you choose to accept it, is to create your own social media calendar with your own pillars. You choose how many posts per day, and you can choose for how long you want it to be. But we know it takes amaze balls. I love that word. It takes 90 days to see results from a social media campaign. Like I know this. Eric Worre teaches it. Lots of people who make way more money than me teach it. It takes time to see results from something. My challenge to you is to schedule and plan your social media for 90 days. Because now you have a tool that makes it really fast and simple to create the plan and can help you generate the content very, very quickly. We have zero excuses for having nothing to post, right? And because right now it's free, there is an AI feature built into Canva. Paula, do you remember, Paula Chavez, do you remember what that's called? Magic Right, or something like that, where you can actually ask.
I've been looking for it and I can't find it in Canva. I don't know where it went. It was first when you first opened it. It had like the little magic wand, and then they used it, and it was like where you were gonna create a document or you told it what to create. And then the other day I was looking for it and I couldn't.
I found it.
You found it?
Yep. Okay. I'm gonna give you guys whiplash. Back and forth. Okay, so when you open up Canva and you go to create a design and you go to doc, when you get the design, you see this little plus sign.
Yeah,
This is magic.
Okay. Cool. I didn't play with it much, but I'm like, where did it go? The little magic wand. Okay.
To help people lose. Oh, I didn't hit magic right first. Okay, so let's do that again. You hit the little plus sign and then you got to go to magic right. 10 tips for weight loss. Oh, medical topic. Canva won't let you do that. Okay, 10 tips for decluttering. Boom, 10 tips for decluttering. And then you can put it in something pretty in Canva. So Canva has some AI tools built in. It's obviously more limited, like it won't let you do anything medical, it won't let you do certain things. But if you're in Canva working and you have some writer's block happening, there is AI built right into Canva. There's also an AI tool in Snapchat. Some people in a fitness group I was in was talking about how it can make meal plans. They fed it ingredients. Let's try that. Okay, let's try it on ChatGPT. Oh my gosh, we're gonna try it right now. All right, let's see. My husband's probably like, is she ever coming home? No, sleeping at the office tonight, babe. All right. So help me create a 3-day meal plan with eggs, chicken, spinach. Spell Brussels wrong, or I just not capitalize it. Green beans.
Under 500 calories.
Okay. We can do that. Bananas. What else do we want? Olive oil. Basically your grocery list, right? There you go. How amazing is that?
Amaze balls.
I mean, seriously, like, how much time could that save you? And then over here on my sidebar, I actually have low calorie meal plan as a chat. So I can come back into this chat. I'm gonna keep this because like that's, I could totally eat that. So, but just like for light, oh, I missed avocado, sorry, Paula. But just like for everyday life, like how fast is that? So what do you guys think? You gonna try it? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Honey's like, yes, I'm on it. I love it. Well, and you know, like her job, your job, she travels a lot and is super busy and has a really intense job saving the world. And like a time saving hack like this, would that make your life so much easier?
Yep.
I'm just amazed. So I'm not a pro by any means. Like I said, I've been playing with this for like a week and a half. But do you guys have questions? I can try to answer them, or I can write them down and get you the answer. All right. Well, my inner nerd is so excited.
Mel, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So you came up with the 30, right? Like oh my God, I can't think of the name. The 30, the content plan, right?
Uh-huh.
Have you done something with it already? Like, did you print it out? Like,
I haven't yet. I did this afternoon, and my plan was to print it all out when I got home today. But here's the thing. I've been struggling really hard because you guys know I'm trying to build LinkedIn, right? And like learn LinkedIn so I can teach it to you guys and see how viable it is for building. And it's a totally different animal for posting. Good night, Paula. Yes, I'll show it to you again. And I've been struggling with like it's like trying to learn a foreign language. Like I feel like I'm back in learning code in college, trying to learn how to write computer language, because it's different there, because you want everything to have more of like a businessy tone. It's not so casual like it is on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. So I've been talking myself out of posting. But this type of calendar gives me something to work from where I can do it more specific to LinkedIn. So that's my plan, is actually to generate a LinkedIn posting calendar and work it for 90 days while I'm adding connections and, you know, prospecting. The first time I did this, Donna, I was not specific enough. And it gave me not what I wanted. Where is it? Social selling calendar. No. I may have broken Chat GPT. Hold on. There it is. Okay. All right. So I said, I am a social seller and my ideal customer is similar to a Lululemon customer. Create a social media calendar around these 5 subject ideas and put it on a table with 2 subjects a day for 30 days. So I specifically asked for a table. I told it how many subjects a day, and I told it how many days, and then I gave it my subjects.
It just basically regurgitated my 5 items back randomly. So it was like, you know what I mean? Health and wellness.
What
It was very,
exactly, what exactly,
huh?
what exactly did you say?
I basically copied yours, but then I changed out the pillar items. Like health and wellness, nature. And it just basically spit those topics back out in a table form. I'll try it again. Maybe I had too much information in there.
Yeah, and sometimes you just have to ask it another question. Or ask it in a slightly different way. The first time I did this, it just gave me like it gave me, you know what, the first time I did it, it gave me my 5 pillars. Rotated through. It did not give it to me as subject areas.
Yeah, no, this is much more specific and broken down. What you just described is what I got the first time, but I'll try it again.
I deleted the first one, because I didn't want to accidentally pull it up tonight, but I don't think I used the word subject areas. And I know I phrased it differently. I should have kept it, I guess, to show you guys the difference.
You see, as far as the beginning of it, I used the same thing you did. I just changed out the pillars. I'll try it again. Maybe you just have to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's definitely
Sometimes with
something you
people, you have to ask 2 or 3 times before you get the answer you need.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yep. But it also, like, you can tell it thumbs up or thumbs down, and
Okay.
that helps them develop it better. And then you can tell it regenerate response, and it'll give you a response in a different way. So sometimes you can like ask it to try it again, or you can ask it another question. Good night, Christina. And asking it another question or the same question in a different way, you get different responses.
I'll keep playing with it.
So, but yeah, it's fun, it's interesting, and it has the potential to save a ton of time.
Yeah, see, that time it gave me something different. So maybe you just have to ask more than once.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean,
I love repeating myself.
But I mean, you know, for something we're just learning and figuring out, like, I didn't want to sit on this and not share it with you guys. Because I felt like it was just too good to sit on and too useful.
I love that I can tell it what to do and it doesn't answer me back. You know what I mean? It's like, yes, boss. Like,
Yeah.
Like,
And
okay,
And
okay,
if
cool.
it messes up, it says I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh, I apologize for the inconvenience.
No test.
No, it's no, seriously, it's really good. And even if you don't use the same wording that it gives you, it's like you read it and it's like, oh, you know, like it could just light, you know, a light bulb may come off just from reading something that you won't even use. But it's when you're stuck and you're lacking creativity, not just for time management, because that's a huge benefit, but when you're lacking creativity, it's like, okay, you have no excuses now.
Exactly. That's exactly it. No one can say, I don't have anything to post or I don't know what to post. This takes that excuse completely away. Because now we have a free tool that anyone can use and always have something to post. And it's being built into so many other tools. Like having it right in is amazing. So. All right. Well, if nobody has questions, we can call it a night. But I would do it everywhere. I would do it in my personal profile and my VIP. So our VIP we definitely want to be product based, but when we get more personal, we have better retention and more interaction. So by pulling content into your VIP, you definitely benefit by creating a really cohesive group, you know? So I would definitely use it some in your VIP, but it's definitely on your profile, because you're trying to attract new people to your business or as a customer or whatever, like this can only help you. But yeah, I would use it everywhere. You could create a content plan for your VIP group and a content plan for your profile if you wanted to. And you could map out your whole month's social media on the first of the month. Pre-schedule, pre-plan. I mean, obviously we can't pre-schedule new releases or sales, but you could technically run your business on the first of the month for the whole month through this and create an entire content plan. If you wanted to. Which one of the top coaches at Beachbody, that's what she taught 10 years ago. And I was like, how does she do that? Like my brain doesn't know what's happening tomorrow and you're telling me to create content for an entire month. So she plans her content out months in advance and creates content scheduled. At least she did. And that was, yeah, Melanie, that was 10 years ago. She probably still does. She's intense, but she's also one of the top coaches in Beachbody for a reason, right? So, and her intensity is what got her there, but it's also her planning and her strategy and her forward thinking. So, but I couldn't wrap my brain around it. I still struggle to wrap my brain around pre-planning content, but this makes it so much easier to have a starting point, because that was my biggest struggle, is where do you start? With this, we all have a starting point.
So I don't know if if everybody watching right now is, you know, in our company, but she was my sponsor in the previous company, and she still today, I guarantee you, she's doing the same things. It's like, so where I'm going with this is, many times we're like looking for a new strategy or like, oh, let's do things differently and this and that, but it's so repetitive. You know, it's like very similar to what our fitness coach is talking about. Like, it's create the habit and just do it.
Yeah.
Look the other way. Don't get bored. Don't say that you're bored. Don't say that you need some, you know, like a different routine or something. Just keep doing it, because the results will come from the repetition of the same activity over and over and over and over. So no, this is amazing. Amazing. You're so awesome sharing this with all of us. Seriously.
I've been bugging Paula all week. I'm like, oh my God. And she's like, what?
No, and I tried it, but I couldn't get into this thing. So I'm like, I was frustrated with it because I couldn't get into it. It wasn't letting me. But if anybody watching this and you haven't been able to log in, it wasn't letting me log in. And it turns out like once you put your email on your phone or something, it has to be the same one, or you have to clear the cookies and all of that, or use a different desktop. So I went to the help desk and all of that. So I still haven't been able to get on it from my desktop, but I'm doing it. I was able to do it from my laptop, so that worked, not from my phone. But anyway, that's all.
Hey, my Wi-Fi just came back up at home. Oh no, it didn't. I'm sorry. It's taking longer than expected. Go figure. Wow. All right. Well, I do need to call it because I have to drive home. But but I want to thank you all for being here and for hopping on and for learning this thing with me. Please feel free. I'm gonna put this on YouTube so that it's easily shareable, but it probably won't be until Sunday or Monday because I have a crazy couple of days coming up. But I definitely feel like we need to share this with our teams and help people understand just how simple it makes our business, because it really does. It's game changing. So. All right, do your homework.
Thank
Create your
you.
plan. Are we ready? All right. All
Maybe.
right. Good night, girls.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. I'm
you.
so glad you made
Hi,
it.
thank you.
Me too.
Good night, guys.
Bye-bye.